Hey everybody. Yeah, I've been reworking my page around, but my YouTube channel. I'm thinking pages, there's Facebook pages and all that stuff. But yeah, this is CriticalCredo, or just Credo, because that's my stage name. I guess really I've kind of been running off of like passion and pain and inspiration for the past day, two if you count today as well. You know, I'm sure a lot of you guys heard about XXXTentacion's. I'm just gonna hold this because it makes me comfortable. But this is my longboard. But yeah, I'm sure about that a lot of y'all heard about his passing, and I kind of just wanted to record this video, and really, if I'm honest, I really just wanted to fucking rant. Because you know, I've been venting. You know, I have some friends that, you know, although they don't really fuck with his music that much, or they don't like his music, they know that he was, and they, you know about the allegations and all that stuff that have been, you know, brought across him or brought to him or whatever. They're still just kind of like, I completely understand, because at the same time they still know the positive effects that he had on, you know, millions and millions of people. In fact, he had a very positive effect on me. I found out about him probably like right before, maybe a month before his Look at Me single, and you know, I saw a lot of the changes he had been going through. I had been, you know, keeping tabs here and there on him, and he was actually one of the artists that I would put like he was this special to me. I have these three artists that I would say experiment with their music similarly to me, well, rather with similar results to, you know, a lot of the results I've had in the past, and now as well. And you know, though, two of those three artists are no longer with us. One was R.I.P. You know, he made very different music from me, but at the same time, I heard one song of him before he died, and I was like, bruh, this shit works. In my mind, I was like, he literally achieved something that I've been trying to achieve by going through about a different method. And, you know, and it worked for this particular song. You know, I listened to more of his other songs and I was like, okay, I still see the same thing, but they didn't hit me until, you know, I gave his music another chance, like 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago. And I was like, dude, shit fucking knocks, man. You know, like I have a certain selection of songs of his that actually, you know, I really fucking like. And I could tell that he was very experimental with his music, which is the same thing I try to do. And then there was X, who was even more experimental, on a higher level of experimentalness than Lil Peep. And his level of experimentalism was, I guess, a bit more similar to mine in terms of really his the way that he brought out his emotion when he spoke, you know, when he spat, when he rapped, damn it. But yeah, and you know, he was far more of an emotional artist than I am. I'll be honest about that, because the things that he spoke about, the shit that he said, it was just like, yo, Like the same goes to Lil Peep when it comes to the emotional spectrum, because me personally, it's like I'm emotional, but my music is typically geared more towards turning it into a bit of a motivator in such a way where it's more obvious, you know. So it was like that. It's like that for me rather. Then the other artist is Scarlord. A lot of my influences, I'm a hip hop head, but so many of my influences come from punk. I swear, like punk and alt, basically. That includes emo, all that shit. Punk, alt, EDM mainly, but for me it's mainly hip hop and punk. And yeah, I mean Scarlord's fucking beast. But you know, a lot of people, it irritated me that a lot of people were actually just kind of downing him. I remember, you know, within 5 minutes of my telling a friend about XXXTentacion's death, he like so disrespectfully just started celebrating. Like he just started celebrating, and it was like I was the way that I am, I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt, so I was like explaining certain things to him and all this stuff, and he's just not listening. And you know, he called him so many, you know, things that just echo to me right now, and it wasn't a good time. I had to leave because I was getting really emotional, and I typically don't get heavily negatively emotional when I'm out and about or around friends or whatever. In this case, it was Second Life, which is like a online game I play. Like if you like Second Life. But no, really. Yeah. Then there was a Facebook post that I made, and former friend of mine slash uber religious zealot that claimed to, you know, follow the religious book that he apparently believed in, yet went against so much of it, because I used to be a very religious man myself. He literally he posted something on my page, and I had to delete the comment, but it was just so like belligerent in nature, and he was just like, oh, you're denying the truth. The truth is that X is in hell, he's burning in hell, blah blah blah, all this shit. And I'm like, yes, but the Bible says to let a man mourn, right? What if he's not? You know, I didn't say what if he's not. In my mind, I'm like, what if he's not? You're only a human. You don't know anything yet, and still you're acting like a fucking, you know, fucking neuropath with your fucking blathering. And, you know, I got to the point where I got so pissed off, I was just like, dude, do you use your Bible as a footrest when you're driving, or are you too handicapped to operate a motor vehicle? I told him this over Facebook message, and he went speechless for a few minutes. And it's just like, how are you supposed to have an intelligent argument, debate, conversation when, you know, someone's so disrespectful that it's like he wasn't even attempting to have a conversation, yet he was, you know, responding, now that I think about it. Which is weird, because it's like, okay, after I try to finish it, after I am like, okay, good conversation, see you later, he just responds with the same shit over, and I'm like, dude, are you like religious trolling me right now? I've known you for like, what, 4 or 5 years, and you're just like being a total dick bag right now. And it just carried on until I blocked him. You know, there's so many tears that would have been shed if I was still able to fucking cry over the entire, you know, situation with X, because I'm just like, man, you know, it still hits me really hard, because he inspired my music. I looked up to him in a certain manner, because of the fact that he is on a larger platform than I am, on a platform that I, one day could be blessed to be placed upon. But at the same fucking time, I'm just like, man, why? It's like, why did, like, and even, all right, in my book, X was a legend in the making. He was like Tupac Cobain status, legend in the making. Like MJ fucking status, legend in the fucking making. All right, I literally waited. I was literally just waiting for his albums, his next projects, his next songs, his next collaborations. I was like, oh man, if X and Scar-Lord did something, what would it sound like? Would X come on it soft? Would he be funny? Would he be a dick? Would he come with the screamo? Would he fucking, what if he did something with Kanye? What would that sound like if Kanye was like, on his like real shit? What would that sound like? What if he ended up doing something with, the GOAT, like today's GOAT, Eminem, at this point? Like, what if 5 years from now he somehow managed an Eminem track? What would that be like? What if he did something with Hobson, Tech, and I was just like, fuck. Because it's like he had so much knowledge. I'm 2 years older than him. And I can say he had a lot of knowledge. He said a lot of stuff that I think in my mind, but have issues verbalizing. And, that takes a special type of person. I like to think of myself as, being the type of person to say what's on my mind, but some things, I just don't have the skill to communicate yet. I still put it in a jest song, or some deep ass metaphor or some shit. And he just really, he meant a lot to me. At some point I was like, yo, I want to work so hard that I get to the point that he's at, and that I'm like, yo, X, let's do a song. And now it's just like, at this point I could just see the years go by, and that admiration for him is just gonna grow. But it's still like, I fucking miss the guy. I'll be honest, I fucking miss the guy. I miss him a lot, honestly. I've been talking about this quite a bit, so I'm reiterating a lot of stuff I've already said. A lot of stuff that's been difficult for me to say, I'm reiterating it, going over it. Really, I really just hope justice is served. I hope that his parents have someone there to console them, because I can't imagine what they're going through. Like, I lost my mother when I was 20. They lost their 20-year-old son. I can imagine that, although the pain is significantly more severe, at the same time, in so many ways, I know what a loss feels like. And I know how, even when you feel like you're in control, when you don't have that person there, that person you've grown so close to over the years, I know what that pain is like. And it's just so ridiculous, honestly. It's earth-shattering. I still think about my mother every day I wake up. It's about to be, the second year anniversary. And sometimes the pain feels like it's worse than, the first month after she passed. So, I mean, I really just hope they have someone there to comfort them, because in a moment like this, everyone who was close, everyone that had a bond, everyone that felt something for him, like, I just feel like everybody needs somebody and everybody needs each other even more in situations like this. It's, I honestly, when I heard about it, I was just like, I felt like the world should just stop because he was that important to me, honestly. The day before, on the 17th, I was just like, I was actually just like, listening to a couple of his songs, and I was like, man, I've like listened to these albums, and I think I've gotten all the gems out of them. I can't wait till his next album. Oh fuck, his next album better not be shit. And then I was like, wait a minute, this is X. He does the same type of thing I do. He's not gonna let a fucking album come out and it's just gonna be shit. So, and then I was like, true. But what if he goes on some fucking what's that guy's name? What if he goes on some Post Malone type shit and does polka? Like how Post Malone was like getting into country type shit. Or how he's been speaking about it. I was joking around in my head. And I was just thinking to myself, I can't wait till his next album. I can't wait till his next interview. I can't, wait to see how everything just pans out for him. And that happened the day after, and I'm just like, fuck. I mean, by no means was he perfect, but at the same time, he was somebody who was getting his shit together, and it was clear for me to see anyway, because, although I'm not necessarily from the same cloth, I've done shit. I've been through shit. I've lived through shit. I've seen shit. Stuff I'll never fucking talk about. And I'm still getting myself even more together. Just like he was. This guy was 20 years old. All these life experiences, getting himself together, 2 years before me. I was just like, man, I would be jealous if I wasn't so proud of a young artist that was actually about their fucking stuff. And, I feel like somebody just snatched that away. I feel like somebody snatched him from the world, and like that shit's so fucked up. But really, I just kind of wanted to rant. Just wanted to make a video. I just noticed that this video is going like nearly 20 minutes, 18 minutes. Jesus, man. So I guess I'll probably end it here. But yeah, I really just wanted to kind of go on a bit of a tangent about that. Because there's so much that I feel like I have to say that I haven't even said yet, and just in terms of just venting over the situation. Frankly, I do feel even more inspired and even more like inflamed. I was considering quitting music, and then when that happened the same night, and all the negative stuff that people were saying and that I was even getting from friends, and the disrespectful shit, like, I was like, fuck, this just makes me want to fucking quit music altogether, fuck it. But now it's just like, I feel like if he could change the world, and based upon a lot of the stuff he says, we think similarly in a lot of ways. Maybe I don't have to give up on my fucking dream. It's like, why the fuck? I was thinking about this earlier. I I was just like, why the fuck is it that, why is it that, all right, so we're all humans, right? We're all humans. Some of us go this far, some of us go this far, right? Some of us get this high, some of us get this high. Why is it that we feel like we can die just like every other human, but we don't feel like we can live just like every other human? We don't feel like we can thrive just like every other human. You know, you know, he always said, believe in yourself first and foremost before you believe in anything else. You know, he wasn't one to mock religion. I left my religion. I was really, I was really there. I left my religion. I still don't mock it. Just like he said, you know, I'm not one to mock religion, but you have to believe in yourself first and foremost. And you know, when I saw that video, when I heard him saying that shit on stage, I was just like, bruh, no truer words have ever been spoken. And I don't know, I just feel like too many people are not believing in themselves, and too many people, you know, are probably getting really depressed over this. But at the same time, if I'm finding inspiration, you know, even after this, if I feel like, you know, I'm one of the people that he, you know, died for, like in a way it almost makes him like a martyr, you know. And like, as much as I wish he could come back, it's kind of like my older brother told me when my mother passed. You have to let them live through you, your passion, your drive, your emotions, your positivity, your life force. You're gonna take that with you throughout all your fucking life. And when something so powerful occurs, the only thing that you can do is keep going and put a badge that represents them on your chest, just like, you know, pin or whatever. Just because I mean, you're a soldier. I mean, I don't know. I'm just ranting, venting, whatever. But I'm kind of lost for words now. He was really inspiring. I know he had been through a lot of shit. He had done a lot of shit. He wasn't, you know, a perfect guy, but he wasn't Satan at the same time either. He was human just like all of us. And because he wasn't perfect and he still got so far in his career, you know, it kind of serves as a marker to me that, yo, man, stop being scared. Don't be a little bitch. If this little nigga can do it, your ass can. So I'm just like, all right. But yeah, I guess that was really it. Make sure you like, subscribe. You know, I have an Instagram, Facebook page, CriticalCredo, at CriticalCredo. That's universally at CriticalCredo. I know I'm mispronouncing it, but that's the way I choose to pronounce it. Credo. But yeah, like, subscribe, follow, and I expect more videos. See you later.